On hype, expectation, emotion, the game yet to kick off, the excitement already palpable.
Egypt against Manchester United.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. There's the whistle. Egypt have gone 4-3-3. Jim, how do you interpret that?
Well, one of the attacking advantages.
Can he finish? Now, oh, it's fallen loose again! And it's hoisted clear. Van Dijk attempts a clearance. And he's gone backward here. Oh, he's having a go! Well, they've certainly started on the front foot here. Already shots raining in.
Rodri clearly felt that distance wasn't an issue, but maybe there were better options for him there.
They're back in possession and ready to go again. Well, Ed Milson's selection has certainly attracted some scrutiny, but the man himself looks, as ever, Jim, utterly unfazed.
Yeah, I like him because he's got a certain elegance about him, Peter. We all know Brazilian players love the idea of getting forward, and he's probably one of the better defensive players on the ball.
So no gung-ho heroics?
No chance.
Henderson! Superb by Henderson! About as smooth as it gets! And Egypt are in front! He has given that the lot. Bang!
I think it was probably past the keeper before he even saw it. Incredible he got so much power with so little backlift.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Azar is sporting a... It's counts! And needless to say, that deserved better.
What a pass. One that literally dropped into his path. It was asking to be finished.
Azar. Jordan Henderson. Now here's the delivery. And it's hoisted clear. He's having a pop! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
And it's Count. Rodri. Looking for the run.
Manchester United are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Edmilson. Here's Matheus Cunha. Tries to pass it through. Oh, perfectly measured that. He has found the way through. Dembele unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And it's made its way to him. No, he wasn't going to let him past. Showing great feet there. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. And that's definitely not his best. Hazard. It's a goal kick. Foden. Alexander-Arnold. Foden. Knocks it into space. Oh, that's a fine interception. And the pass is intercepted. He's having a hit! It's off target and by quite a way.
Manchester United really have been deserted by their composure and allowed frustration to take over, and it's not a good sign.
Hazard chasing after it. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. That has not gone well. That's a good ball out wide. 15 minutes till half-time. Passing is crisp and sharp. And here's Dembele, shoots! And that's in! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser!
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Manchester United restore parity.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Rodri. Count receives it in a wide position. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
And it's Koundé. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Dembele. Xavi Alonso. Great ball if he can get there. Alexander-Arnold gets over and intercepts.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Batistuta herring after the ball here. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. That's a lovely, neat pass. Well timed, excellent interception. Lovely ball and a real chance for a shot! And he's there to get it away. And here's Batistuta. Matheus Cunha.
1 minute added time.
Matheus Cunha played down the flank. Oh, he's found support out wide. Well, that pass isn't the best. And that signals the end of the first period. Nothing to separate the two teams at half. All square.
Hello attendees.
Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, both sides would have expected a closely fought match, and that's pretty much what we've got so far. The early exchanges, I think, in this second half will be worth keeping an eye on to see if any adjustments have been made to change things.
Manchester United are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. So straight into the second half. The ball is loose and the chase is on. And here's Couch. Couch crosses. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Now it's Dembele. Can he get on the end of this? Matheus Cunha. And that could well leave a mark. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Couldn't squeeze it through. And it's Balde. And here's Xabi Alonso. Takes a shot! Goal! Manchester United! And just like that, he is up and running at once. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Manchester United are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Hazard! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
I think that was probably what the opposition wanted him to do, Peter. They're not going to be overly worried if he's shooting from that sort of distance.
Morris ended up in no man's land. Sends it crossfield. Hazard. Great vision. And this is Batistuta. Tries one from range. Great effort, but no way through.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And this is Batistuta. Flings in across. Alexander-Arnold clears it away. Koundé. And it's Rodri. Passing nice and neat. Van Dijk clears without hesitation.
Substitution for Egypt. Number 21, Hazard. Coming on the field is number 15.
Dembele. It's a really well-measured ball. Now, can they get him away? That is a great pick out. Gullit tries to play it through. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Substitution for Egypt, number 7, Count. Coming on to replace him is number 22, Yamal.
Musiala, lovely pass, but can he get there? And this is Gullit. Backward it goes. Tries a shot! He doesn't look too happy with that.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. And that pass just didn't quite work. And they've switched it over to the other side. Now it's Musiala. Jordan Henderson. Musiala has it out wide. Towering header! And that could come back to haunt them.
Batistuta absolutely knew he could ill afford to miss that.
Now that looks a decent ball.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Well read, nice interception. Jordan Henderson. He came in hard, very hard. And here's Musiala. There's a sharp little ball here. Now the delivery. Balde with the clearance.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Koundé spots it and intercepts. Mbappe gets into a good position. And it's Balde. Crosses it into the area. And that's been won straight back. Oh, shooting chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. In towards the back. Terrific effort! And that's a good finish. And that takes him up to double figures. The first significant goal-scoring landmark. Broad smiles all round. It is indeed a fine, fine header.
Yeah, but I think most of the credit has to go for the ball into the box, Peter. Just came in at the perfect time and the perfect angle.
Coming on the field is...
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Musiala is herring after that one. Rodri gets a good foot in there, looking for options for movement. And time is up. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good.
Please refrain from
Dembele
parking
claiming the man of the
outside
match
the
award.